And it is Friday. Welcome to the Friday Greet Chat. I'm Jill.
Friday, I'm Deb, and here we go again.
Friday Greet Chat.
We are almost 6 years in.
We are. And we're still smiling.
Goodness.
And we've aged a little bit, but aging means we're still here.
I know. Right? We were younger when we started.
We were indeed. And now our program has grown so that we can actually do like outtake clips and post them, which I'm starting to learn how to do. Yes.
Yeah, that would be, I think we need just some like outtakes of us laughing. And
I think so too.
We could do an Anderson and Andy thing, and we're each taking a shot of non-alcoholic stuff. Coffee. Oh my goodness. Hey,
Yep.
I want to talk about a couple things.
Oh, I hope so.
So sorry. So, yeah, allergies and everything here.
Mm-hmm.
Blooming and all those fun things.
All the things.
This is a week of loss and renewal and holidays and in Judeo-Christian times, this is what this is. And it can be really hard for people. We say that every year because who doesn't need
it? Is every year. It keeps coming around like that moon, which is why it's this week, because this particular holiday follows the moon cycle instead of a calendar.
And, you know, it's been so many years since 1971. So that's 30, 50 years more since my dad died. And so he died on the 28th and was buried on the 31st of March. I think that's what it was. My mom was died in it also in March, and you've had losses here the beginning of April. So, you know, first off,
yesterday was the anniversary of both Linda's death and one of my beloved great aunt's deaths.
Yes.
So yeah, and those fell on Holy Week at the time of their deaths. So
right.
Those who have, said it before, if you've had a loss that occurs on a major event day or around it, then you have two lost days. You have both the date of the death as well as the day that it represented. And so there may be multiple losses involved in the same person's death, which is really not fair.
No, it's not. You know, our son-in-law's father was in a fatal car wreck on one of the Good Fridays. So and so it's all the feels, and once again, Jill and I give you permission to avoid the holiday feels. If you need to be in the feels of the other stuff, you can avoid mentally, like however you need to, or just take time for yourself on the couch, in a chair, in a coffee shop, whatever you need. And
you can do this any way you want, and you can, but we do want you to take care of yourself. We want you to do all the stretching and all the breathing. And all of the whatever works for you stuff, whether it's imagery or outdoors time, if the weather permits, or whatever it might be.
Right.
Puppies, cats.
And, you know, it's interesting for the Jewish Passover that it's like a whole bunch of feelings and applications for today. If you are, for whatever your reasons, feeling a lack of freedom, and sometimes it takes crises, such as what the 10 plagues were, over a period of time to let go. But then there's all these angst about what do you do now that you've let go or you've been let go. Notice two things, or it's been taken away from you.
Right.
You know, if a person, a place, or a thing has been, you know, the rug
Removed.
pulled out from under you, so to speak.
Yeah.
And so then there's that in between time of wandering your own desert. Sorry, I glitched.
Yeah. Wandering your own desert. Because you are glitching. But okay, go ahead. Let's try it again.
Are you still? Am I still here?
You're here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, nope. Now you're not. Deb is in the desert of the internet is where she is right now. So as we're saying, it's at times at this time of the year or any time of the year where there are things that have incurred losses for you and where you are then bumping up against other events, whether they're personal events or public events or big holidays or whatever they might be, you have permission to do whatever you need to do and to have all of the feelings, or even just one feeling. And you don't criticize yourself for whatever you are feeling. You're back? Deb is not completely back yet. Something is going on there with her internet. I apologize. Can you hear us, Deb? She's in a slow-mo. You know, I could have some fun with this with an outtake. I really could. So I know Deb has been cooking like a mad dog, getting ready for the holidays, because Deb's love language is food. And so she's making all of the food to combat nomad syndrome, right, Stephen? And she's made buco and chicken soup, and she's making matzo ball. Now you're back. She's doing all the Deb love language of food.
Sorry. Yes, I am. And I used old marshmallow peeps because they're licensed stale. And I made, because this gives me joy. I mean, to make food art, holiday food art for my grandkids and a little beyond. And I made, I took the old stale peeps. They still retain their flavor and their marshmallow. I added a few, what are those called? Mini marshmallows to spread it out, make it a little thinner, easier. And I made like 8 batches, like 8 different flavors, right? Because that's what I had. And I made them into looking like marshmallow peeps. Look at, these are my bunny ears. This is my symbol for marshmallow peeps. So, and anyway, that's what I used. And I made a basket. Someone came up with the idea, well, why don't you make a basket that you can eat? So I did. It was real easy. Use a bowl as a mold. I didn't make a basket. There was no weaving involved. It was just filling it in and making it a bowl shape. Good enough. And
way more than I have made a marshmallow house though for Christmas.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I will send you pictures, Jill. I don't think I sent you the pictures. I put some on Facebook. So, and then I colored eggs, which was always a favorite thing. I found on one of the reels, and I made the time because it makes me feel good playing with children. And I used Cool Whip and colored dye, edible dyes, food coloring, and hard-boiled eggs. And I let him roll this in, and I never worry about messes. Moms worry about messes, and I sort of, said, it's okay, Mom. I took his shirt off. Nothing's going to get ruined. I'm more used to messes from being a clown and working at camp this time of year, right?
Life is messy, and we should really acknowledge that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it is. So that's what I've been doing to try to balance and getting rest. Lots of rest. I
Hmm.
if Tuesday I took the day off to sleep off and on at home. I just had to do that.
And that is the self-care piece that, we preach it, but we live it too.
We
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 do.
really do, and we remind each other, in case you
Mhm.
don't think so, we remind each other, are you drinking water? And
And we
um
give each other permission to take breaks.
that's right. Did
Mhm.
did you have Seder already at Steve's, or that's coming up this weekend?
Steve is doing that this weekend.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah. Remember to drink
Got
a lot
12
of
guests
water
coming.
over the
Mhm.
next couple days because of all the salt.
Yeah, I'm not going to go to the Seder, but Steve,
Yeah.
drink the water as if
Yes.
you're a nomad in the desert, and it's something you can't get to. Good morning, Mary. So
Yeah.
yeah, when Casper was at toward the end of life, it was her last year she was alive. I saw this thing on Pinterest. Don't look at Pinterest at the holidays. It makes you crazy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. You want to do it all.
I got this crazy idea about making a peep wreath. And so I
Oh
bought bunches of boxes of peeps,
yeah.
and I got a wreath form, and I wrapped it in the wax paper because you don't want peeps on that stuff. And then I was all ready to do it, and I came home from work to pull them all out, and I'd hidden them in my closet because I knew my children would get into them. And so I went into the closet to get them, and there were no peeps.
Yeah.
There were no peeps anywhere. And for those who don't know, Casper had Lewy body dementia. And Lewy body dementia all dementias, in fact, cause a need for sweets. And I looked at her laying in the bed, and she was purple and blue and pink and sparkly. And I called it the Great Peep Massacre. And so
Oh,
we
that's
had the
great.
Great Peep Massacre before Easter, and then I went out and got more peeps and put them immediately on the wreath. And then I realized peep wreaths make ants happy. So our peep wreath was up
Uh-huh.
for 24 hours, and that was the end of it.
You know, I had all the peeps, the old peeps, on the. I'm an old peep, but the old peep marshmallow ones, all the ants were starting to gather on the counter. And then I had to clear off the counter and wipe them all down. And now I have them all out of the house. It's
Yes,
really nice.
it
Um,
is.
I want to
Steve is
say
cooking
hi to
today.
I want to say hi to Salem, who came
Hmm.
on here, and Ian and Mary and Steve. Hi, I was having some glitches. Yeah,
We got him.
yeah,
Everybody's here. It's
that's what
nice
it
to see
was.
all of you. Hmm.
Yeah,
How is
and
everyone else
shout
getting
out
ready?
to
Go ahead.
yeah. I'm asking that, but I want to say a shout out to Ian on Sunday. It's his birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Ian. You're like the
Yeah,
Easter
yeah.
Bunny birthday boy. And I'll bet he's cooking too, because he operates an inn, and so he's gonna have guests there.
Yes, and he's done his share of cooking, and he always inspires me. He and Steve, I'm like, oh my god, they
Right?
are amazing. Yes, you're welcome, Ian.
All three of you, not
Yes.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, but you partake. I know Steve's very happy to bring you gluten-free. I am jealous of gluten-free bagels.
It's a good thing. It's a very good thing. In fact, my staff were talking about them on Wednesday night at clinic. Who's that guy that makes the bagels? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Ian's going to the in-laws. Nice.
That's
For
right.
Easter.
And he has a lot. And they have a vineyard. His husband's
Yes.
part of a vineyard, and they have a lot of in-laws, and it's it doesn't matter if it's a Jewish family, Italian family. Oh,
Ian
he
says he's
invited.
identifying as a Sephardic tonight.
That's right. That's right. Oh man. And you know, he doesn't matter what ethnicity. If you have a large family, it's like you're all Jewish. It's
Yes.
the way I grew up. And when I would be part of a Hispanic family, either dating someone or whatever, it's all the same. And then when you're part of a Catholic family, it's all the same. And when they might not have Passover, or the Spanish people might not have Passover, but it's that familiarity of lots of people talking over each other, and it replaces what I don't have, right? And same thing, I told everybody for our Easter service, I'm going to do a Passover Seder and intertwine the Easter weekend, and integrate the Easter weekend into it. And it makes me feel good that even though I'm not, yes, food, 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 and that familiarity that I miss not having a family here, right?
Right.
Yeah. And
Yep.
and I've really learned to extend Passover Seders to family that have never experienced it, to people that have. And I encourage people that, let's put it this way, in my early years of hosting a Seder or variations of Seder food, there were a couple other Jewish people that didn't want to come because it wasn't solely Jewish.
How sad.
And that was, it hurt. My feelings were hurt. I was hurt. I'm not blaming them. I'm just saying, oh, I was sad that I couldn't share with them what I
Right.
love to do and how I love to do it. And I've 99% made peace with that, because there's other, family that doesn't want that, or they don't understand that, or they go, why are we doing this? We're not Jewish. And but then there's people who are curious, and
And it's an ingathering of family and tradition and history,
mhm.
right?
And I think that's really important to share. Either you
Hmm.
share food, you share uh share your culture, you share that which brings you joy through your childhood and beyond.
Right.
And yeah, I think that's important. However you can get it done.
However you can create it. We're going out for pancakes tomorrow with our neighbors, and that will be our Easter dinner. Because, it just worked better for the schedule, and we are going to share time together, and then I'll go to services on Sunday. So
That's
it's
beautiful.
we used to have all the big holidays, and our house is much smaller now, and my kids have largely moved away.
Hmm.
And so it's a smaller holiday now, and while that's a loss, that's also a gain because it's a whole lot less work.
Right.
And and I can Instacart Easter dinner to them, which is super handy, and use the technology, and then spend Easter afternoon in the garden, which is where I'm always happiest right now. If the kids aren't here, if the kids are here, they're out in the garden with me.
You know, Daryl's mom's favorite song, especially around Easter, was "He Walks in the Garden with Me."
Yes,
And
that's my daughter Carrie's favorite song. She and my mom used to sing it.
yeah, isn't
Mhm.
that beautiful?
Mhm.
I highly encourage whatever it takes for you to feel a little bit connected to the universe, to whatever you call God, whatever you call spirit. This is a time, it's real interesting about collective consciousness, like when we have collective mourning,
Right.
the Challenger blew up, or 9/11 here, or massacres of religious school, whatever. That's a type of collective mourning. And holidays like these are another type of collective celebrations. And it's
Preceded by mourning.
That's
It
right.
really is. It's the whole spectrum of loss to joy to hope to renewal, all of that.
Today.
Right? Today, right. Saturday, and then Sunday. Yes, absolutely. I was out at the cemetery yesterday, several times, as a matter of fact, because I do take flowers on the days that are anniversaries of people's deaths. Mary's going to her daughter-in-law's family for Easter.
Beautiful.
And then they're having a cookout too. That's the way to do it. And I had to go several times because the gardeners didn't finish until late. So I was stalking them because otherwise they'll take your stuff and throw it away, of course. And I thought, well, it's weird that it's not decorated at all anywhere. And then at 4:00, when I got there to place flowers, because I've got family all over that cemetery, there was a crowd. There was a huge crowd, and they were starting to lock the gates already, but I zipped in, and there were people carrying tubs in to decorate and to sit with their loved ones on Thursday. And by the time I drove past again, that cemetery had gone from green to yellow and pink and blue, and it just bloomed with things. And to me, that's a joyful moment. It is, they're not here for the holiday, and yet we're including them.
Yes, you're integrating them into your living life, the dead life, if that makes sense,
Absolutely.
And that is life. Life isn't just about being above ground.
But when you're above ground, you should celebrate that you are.
Yeah, every day above ground, above ground is a good day.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. And I feel for those that feel lonely at this time of year. And that's why it's a time of connecting. And if you could ride the waves of that communal consciousness, I mean, you could be Muslim and, Easter, of course, is nothing for you, and that's not it. But if you're feeling lonely, there is a certain connecting time. Think of it as connecting. And to just feel connections. And just let yourself feel connection. And if you're not feeling connection, what can you do to feel a little bit more? However you do in your culture. Native Americans do different. No Native Americans unless they're Christian Native Americans, are going to be celebrating Easter. And the only Jewish Indians I know, or natives, I should say, was in Mel Brooks' movie Blazing Saddles. So,
But there's lots of ways that you can connect with a sense of the celebration of spring, and also you can be of service. If you are feeling alone and isolated, there are places that you can be of service. There are things you can do. We have a lot of military who are facing some hard times right now. We apparently lost a jet overnight. So we can send cards to any old military base to be sent to somebody. There's lots of ways that you can do things to connect with the bigger. And you can chat in our Facebook page with other folks and send us pictures of what you are doing and what your garden looks like or what the cookout looks like. Or Ian can send us his Google pictures because we're always happy to see food pictures.
Yeah. Right now, I just want to go back to a couple things. Ian wrote, "Life is just a bowl of cherries." And he also wrote earlier, "Ours is Chad Gadya," which actually is a goat song. Chad Gadya is the song, and he's making a pun there. But
gotcha.
And Mary, you have
her husband, Frank's ashes.
And you could put up a little peep next to that if you so choose. You can. I have a friend whose urn of his wife has fake nose and glasses on it.
Love that.
Yes, that was how they wanted. And, a couple other ways. The cherry blossoms are out. And if anybody has a Japan house or anything like that, a Japanese garden, if
San Diego Zoo right now.
That's right. The blossoms are out. It's just gorgeous. Please take Zyrtec if you need it beforehand. Take it in the morning. Don't take it at night because it'll be worn off by the time you go. So.
And in our desert Southwest, we have a wildflower bloom right now, which is just amazing. And it's almost time for the California poppies to bloom in the Central Valley. Which, if you've never seen it, is a sea of orange over the hills that just roll. Absolutely stunning. And you can see it on Google Earth.
Yes. And if you want to hear of magnificence, please listen to the 4 astronauts talk about, or at least one of them does. They've been showing little clips, and one of them talks about what it was like when they, I guess Houston has to tilt or wherever from that controls the ship, tilt the ship so that they saw both poles. They saw at the same time with, I think, the sun coming up and the Northern Lights. It was,
So go to the NASA website. The pictures will be there.
Yes. Yeah. And thinking of those people so far away, and yet at those 4 astronauts and still connecting with us.
In almost real time. There's not much delay.
Right. It sort of blows my mind on one hand, and it's so fascinating that where you are, you're connected.
Almost all our staff are so young, they don't remember the first moon landing, which I do. Happy holidays, Ian. And so to watch them, it's happened. And I remember being in front of the TV in my jammies with my dad watching Neil Armstrong.
July 19th, I believe. No, July 20th, 1969.
Yep.
Yeah.
But these folks don't have that memory. They don't remember a lunar landing.
Right.
They don't remember anybody walking on the moon. So, and the pictures they see from then now feel like, old-timey 1800s movies because it's black and white and pretty. Yeah. Exactly. So it's kind of fun to watch. Yep.
Oh, 1969. Thank you, Stephen.
Yeah.
So, wow.
So Mary, maybe get Frank a peep or an Easter lily or a pretty rose, or maybe take him to the barbecue. Maybe he'd like to be part of that.
I never thought about doing that with ashes. I'm traveling with my husband so-and-so, or I'm traveling with my wife. She'll just sit here. You can all talk to her, which is no different than when I had a necklace made from one of my mom's diamonds. And
Right.
it looked like wings and rainbow wings because there were different colored sapphires. And I told everybody this is one of Shirley's diamonds, and everybody knew Shirley loved her diamonds. And so one by one, people came up to my throat where my necklace was and said, "Hi, Aunt Shirley. How are you? Hi, Aunt Shirley. It's Cousin Beth. Hi." And they were all doing that. And so, Mary, I love that you talk to them every day.
As we
And
should.
that's perfect. I wish more people did that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right. Well, it is time. I wish everybody a really beautiful holiday or not holiday. Happy memories. And as well as holding on to the sadness and expressing it and sharing it if it's there. Because,
And
uh-huh.
take your thumb like this, like as if you're making a butterfly, and then hold your thumb and your hand like that, and put that over your heart right now, and just take a breath with Jill and I.
In.
Then out. And it's like giving yourself a heart hug.
It totally is. I'm giving a Zorro hug right now.
I
He
love
just
it.
showed up.
I love it.
Right?
All right, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.